Good morning, I'm Chase.
And I'm Haley. Please give your attention to Salem for the pledge.
Good morning. Please join me in moment of silence. Please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember to show respect, make a difference, and set the bar high. Have a great day. Now back to the announcers.
Attention Yearbook Club. There will be no more meetings on Tuesday. We will only meet on Friday.
This past Saturday, several students participated in ISMA vocal and piano, solo, and ensemble contests. Sarai Jean Pierre received a silver medal for her piano solo. Alex Wagler, Mariah Knuth, and Grace Wang received gold medal for their piano solos. Alyssa Del Rio, Ava Pizared, Julia Nuremberg, Thurston Masinski, and Trey Harris received a gold medal for their vocal solos. Olivia Metcalf, Lauren Trowbridge, Brianna Horvath, Lula Schultz, Lydia Gingrich, and Sydney Green received the gold medal for their vocal ensemble. Ella Robertson, Emmy Michelli, Avery Pratt, and Mackenzie Holloway received a perfect score gold medal for their vocal ensemble. We are very proud of all of you, Mrs. Hipsher and Mrs. Secor.
Don't forget that Silver Mile fundraising activities will kick off this week. During your lunch periods this Wednesday and Friday, you will be able to pay $1 for two putts or $2 for 5 putts in an attempt to sink a hole-in-one. If you achieve the hole-in-one, you will receive a prize and also have your name entered into a drawing taking place at the beginning of March for a fire tablet. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. But first, a special announcement.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back after a long weekend and a cold morning. Today marks the beginning of a special week across the country, and we want to remember it here at Schmucker as well. It's National School Counseling Week. This week is sponsored by the American School Counselor Association. It highlights the unique contribution of school counselors within the U.S. school systems and the tremendous impact that they have for our students here at SMS and around the country. Let's talk about our own counselors for a second. If we are a school body, then our counselors, Mrs. Eck, Mrs. Hoover, Mrs. K, and Miss Clay, are our spine. They support us in 1,000 different ways each and every day. We know we wouldn't be able to do our jobs nearly as well without them. Reach out to your counselors this week and let them know how very much they are appreciated here at Schmucker. Make sure you say hi and tell them thanks, guys. Hey, let's have a great week. Go Spartans.
Stay tuned for the 5-star video.
Thanks for joining us. But first, a joke. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't work?
What is a boomerang that doesn't work, Haley?
A stick. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for the 5-star video.
Welcome back to 5-Star Life. Coach Seth here to talk to you about how you can live a 5-star life. All year long, we've been talking about the fact that successful people don't just wake up one day and become a huge success. They're not luckier than everybody. They have learned to open a door that will take them to new levels. And it's by living by the value, the 5-star life value of responsibility, which we define as taking ownership, owning our past choices, our current reality, and our future dreams. So because it's a brand new year, I want to talk to you about the number one choice, the most important choice that you can make to opening a door to taking ownership and living a 5-star life. And that number one choice is thinking on purpose. Listen, every single day, the average person has between 60 and 70,000 thoughts running through our brains. 60 to 70 thoughts. 80% of those 60 to 70 thoughts are negative. Think about this. You have 60 to 70 thoughts, 80% of those are negative. And 95% of those thoughts you think again tomorrow. We think the same things every day. They become patterns, they become habits. Up until recently, scientists believe that once you were locked into a certain way of thinking by a certain age, you were locked in forever to think that way. They believe that our brains stopped growing and you were forever stuck there. 80% negativity, forever. Well, groundbreaking research proves it's a lie. Things like depression and OCD and other disorders, by changing and reprogramming our minds, our thinking, we can move to the next level. Think about it like maybe a tablet or an iPhone. When I got this thing, when you got your iPhone, first thing you did is went to the App Store and you start downloading different apps that you want, ways to communicate with your friends, social media, fashion and sports news. So on my smartphone, I have all these apps running, all this stuff. I'm having a blast. I'm loving it. And then about halfway through the month, I get this text alert saying, sorry, you're just about out of data. You're at 90% data. And I'm like, how can I possibly be at 90% data? I called and they said, you probably have apps that are up and running. Even when your phone's sitting on your desk, even when you're not even using it, even when it looks like the screen's blank, those apps are sucking valuable data, valuable power. Our brains are just like that. Every thought that we have in the course of a day is like an app that's up and running. In the back of our minds, things like, you're not smart, I'm dumb, I'm too fat, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm probably not going to amount to much, I'm not a very good student. All these negative thoughts totally impact our emotions, they impact how we live our lives. You see, the thoughts in our brains are like apps. And by choosing to open a door to thinking on purpose, taking ownership of our thoughts, we can choose to shut down, close out all those negative thoughts. I'm no good. I'll never amount to anything. And we can open up apps like, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm going to rock this test, I have great friends, I have a great future. Those are the apps that will transform your life and take it to the next level. I heard this story about a dog who was pregnant and was struck by a car. The owner rushed it to the vet and it was immediately rushed into surgery. And fortunately, the little puppies were born totally healthy, but the mother suffered some real injuries. Its hind legs were paralyzed. And when the owner took the dogs home, it watched something really strange. As the female dog would walk, it would walk with its front legs and it would drag its back legs behind it because they were paralyzed. And the little puppies would follow closely behind, but they walked the same way their mother did. They drug their back legs. After several days, the owner thought, this is weird. There must be something wrong with their legs. Took them back to the vet, said, we thought they were healthy, but there's something wrong with their legs. The vet closely looked them over, screened them, came back and said, these puppies' legs are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with their legs. The doctor said that simply because the puppies observed their mother dragging their back legs, that they too drug their back legs. It was all in the way they thought. Like those puppies, a lot of us, our thinking comes from our parents, from the people we grew up with. The way they think, the way they talk, the way they walk becomes the way we think, the way we talk, the way we walk. We'll never amount to much. We're not good students. Some of these negative things that they battled will be passed on to you unless you start thinking on purpose. An 11-year-old girl named Sloane had this dream of being a professional tennis player. And she had a mom who actually taught her how to think on purpose in a positive way. She took her daughter to this tennis academy and had her evaluated by some directors of the academy. And the directors said something horrible. They said, you know what, at best your daughter, she'd be lucky to get a scholarship to a small school, but she's not pro-material. What did Sloane's mom do? She took that thought and deleted it. She said, no, we're going to take ourselves somewhere else, somewhere they're going to train her and they're going to believe in this dream that we have. 12 years later, just this past fall, Sloane Stephens went to the U.S. Open in New York City and won her first Grand Slam title, world's best. Listen, it all starts with our thinking. Maybe you have parents that have passed on good thinking. Maybe you have parents that have passed on bad thinking. It doesn't matter, because the bottom line is when you decide to start thinking on purpose, that's when our life transforms to a whole nother level. I want to challenge you to clear off some operating space in your brain. Delete, remove, shut down those negative thoughts that will hold you back from stepping out and doing the incredible things that you were born to do. Today starts a new day. Think on purpose. Good luck.